righty, let's call this meeting order. Please rise for the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Alrighty, number 3, any citizen desiring to be heard.
I'm just here to observe.
Here, alrighty. Just checking.
How you doing this morning?
I'll make the motion.
Number,
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was off and on. Go ahead.
Alright, number 4, consideration possible action on approving the minutes for May 15th, 2017.
Makes motion.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Ain't working. I scribbled and took all of them. Thank you.
You are.
Number 5, consideration possible action on approving division orders for Snowco Partners and Marble Hunting Unit.
There's 2 copies. Their structure isn't set up, they set up these, it's just their form as if it's individuals, so I just stuck the stamp that we use over to create the lines. There's 2 copies.
So explain this.
What a division order is? Okay, so we've had a well, they put in an oil well that is going to produce, and the county-owned minerals connected to that. And so this is how we get our check from Sunoco for royalties.
I would have asked that question, except I'd already asked her that before she went on vacation.
Alrighty. Do I have a motion?
I so moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Number 6, consideration possible action on approving division order from Snowco Partners for the same thing.
I so moved, we approve.
Second.
For the same reason.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Number 7, consideration possible action on approving a resolution accepting the $320.25 donation from Chad Baker to District 3 for culvert time.
Not motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Number 8, consideration of possible action on approving the following temporary road crossing permits. Is this them, Sean?
I'm assuming Sarah put them there. Now you have road crossing permits on the agenda and on the addendum, so they're all, I'm sure, in that pile together.
I'll move that we approve the temporary road crossing permits.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Just for clarification, Chairman, those should be DCP and ONG.
Yeah, they are.
Those are permanents, and they're on the addendum.
Okay.
And I have none on item 9 and 10.
All right, number 11, consideration of possible action on approving the consent agenda items. sure that you got payroll in there.
Well, I do, I just had stuff lined up and the addendum has got me backwards. Payroll.
You wanna skip to the addendum?
It doesn't matter.
Don't matter to me.
Go ahead and, I just started on that, so we'll do that. That's payroll, these are transfers. Checks. Just an annual franchise fees.
Shot to you. Roll off, go three ways.
No, that went to whichever district it was on then.
I didn't have one.
I can write District 3 on there.
Yeah.
Let me,
Oh, we had the roll off.
Didn't you?
yes, it went to 6120, that's you, 2290.
Okay.
Good. I'll tell you what, citizens, so I do appreciate it.
bridge, I think it was in 16, they still owe me, they paid 185 on it, but they still owe me 16,000 on it. Then I've done another one at 155,000 that they haven't paid anything on it.
Well, that was from 2015. That's 10,000.
They're pretty speedy.
Yes, they are. However, I will say the last group of inspectors that were out were a little more,
Discerning.
no, they were actually allowing more of our roads being washed out to be reimbursed than ones before. I mean, just a cursory ride around District 1, the county qualifies for the whole minimum for reimbursement.
Whole lot of signing going on here, not much talking.
Don't know what to talk about. Talk about how wavy your signature is.
Yeah. It gets worse and worse. You must be getting old.
In the stages.
First started signing, I write it pretty neat. Before long, just pretty much a line.
election board secretary claim chairman signs. Alcoholic beverage tax.
That in on the consent.
That's it.
So move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Let's skip over to the addendum. Pretty small print here. Consideration and possible action on approving a resolution accepting Hunter's Way Lookout Point, Deerwood Trail, Deerwood Court, and Hunter's Ridge for maintenance as time and money allows.
Mr. Chairman, these are all roads in my district, and I move we approve.
I guess I got some concerns. I mean, if you want to do that, so be it. But I think if we keep taking these roads, I mean, really we can't maintain what we got. I think we ought to put some kind of stipulation in there where we don't mind doing the labor if they put up the money.
I don't have a real challenge with that or problem with that, as long as it's retroactive to everything we've done to this point in time, as far as accepting roads.
Just, to me, we can't take care of what we got. I don't know why we're gonna keep taking more and more and more when our
Right.
legislators are getting our budget.
Well, I certainly agree with that 100%. What we're doing here is we're allowing these people to do that, to contribute to the maintenance, but it allows us to go in and use
Exactly.
our labor and our machinery to help do that at a reduced cost to the.
I have another one that petitioned me, and people there, they just can't come up with any bucks, or they're so poor, but they can't even get the, healthcare providers in there. And so it's either that or they've got to go to a nursing home or something, so I'm kind of like, the same way, at least we can blade it every once in a while, as long as they understand that they've got to pay for the materials, assuming we don't have the money for it.
But I agree. I mean, I see the need.
Right.
My point is, every time we take these roads, are we not taking away from our main roads?
So I agree 100% with you, and that's why it says as time and money allows, right? So
Plus
the prioritization of the roads in my district are the county line roads, the mile lines. That's what we're statutorily required to maintain. And then any time or funds left over after that, which funds, there won't be any money left over. But still, we can provide labor and machinery.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, they need help. I
Well,
understand
another
that.
factor I look at is the average daily traffic count. It's just an estimate that I do on there. I don't put a line across there, but I figure if there's a house there, there's probably 2 people in there to drive, and they come in and out. There's four vehicles a day on a road. So I have section line roads where I have about 4 a day on, whereas in some of these additions, I'm getting upwards of 100, 150, such as that. So I look at the needs of the people in general, but I do emphasize on the section line roads, and those are our #1 consideration.
But you know what happens is these developers go out here and build all these additions and sell off and make big money, and they say, hey, don't worry about it. The county will pick up the road here in a couple of years. And,
Right.
I mean, they're getting all the money, we're getting all the work.
That's why I'm looking at some of these fancier roads that they're putting in,
Maybe we're in
a
the
little
wrong
higher
business.
dollar, but they're really substandard.
Yeah.
And I'm making sure they're private roads. It's hard to make a private road into a public access road.
Yeah. But I just
Takes a lot of effort.
think maybe someday we ought to sit down and talk about policy about accepting these roads.
Oh,
I agree with that.
Yes,
And,
sir.
I mean, I want to help everybody that we can,
Right.
but yet I don't want to take away from our responsibilities doing it. So,
Absolutely. I agree.
So I got a motion on the table.
Yeah, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I'm gonna vote no, just because I think we ought to do a policy.
Oh, don't sign this.
Okay. Motion carries. Number 2 on the addendum is consideration and possible action on approving a purchase order for a CBRI account 6150-2290 to TJ Campbell for crushed asphalt. And what this is for is Pine and Prairie Grove to the interstate. We're trying to get it ready so we can resurface it. We had $30,000 in donations toward that, and this board agreed to pay $50,000 out of our CBRI to do that project.
I'll make the motion.
Trying to move forward with it.
Is that the one where you guys originally agreed to split that out of your CBRI and then we decided not to do that? Okay, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. Troy,
Yes, sir.
another real quick. Can we make this farm a little bigger?
It copied on your side that way because this is the way it was done and sent.
Yeah. It's,
So-
consideration number 3 on the addendum is consideration and possible action on approving treasurer's transcript of proceeding and county resale deed for Felix Hines.
Okay, so on the deed itself, the chairman is here and the transcript of proceedings for the board on that side.
In the amount of $168. I'll move that we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the motion carries. Number 4 is consideration and possible action on approving the following permanent road crossing permits. I'll move we approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Well, did you say aye, Mike?
I said aye, but I don't know if I got the ONG in here too. It doesn't look like it's all DCP here.
No, Martin's got the other set.
Does.
I think you're gonna have to switch. Maybe.
Well, like I say, they haven't contacted me on my roads, and I'm not sure what they're intending to do on ONG. Charter.
Taking a line to the house.
Midwest, I think. Huh?
Taking a line to the house.
Just taking a
That's
lunch.
usually what they are.
Well, because they're running the 6-inch line to the new school. And they've done the locating and everything. And I talked to them, but they didn't have anybody talk to me about that. Well, about that soon, and forced to. So I'm gonna need that's that water line.
You missed that one, Mike. There you go.
Thanks. This is water line here.
Okay.
That's the
Field signs.
So we need that road crossing permit or paint.
Must be some. Sign these. I just missed that one.
There's one on that. Just that sheet only.
Two. I think both of those tabs he knows, but I might be mistaken.
Did I miss a bump?
I thought I just got one. I got it.
Yeah. We done with that?
Fine.
Sweet.
I didn't see the old.
All right, back to the main agenda. Number 12, consideration and possible action on approving claims for payment for May 2017.
For ONG. Copy. Oh, 20 bucks.
So Troy, while we're
Yes, sir.
doing all this, how was your trip? Did you get to go to Las Vegas again?
Yeah, but you have to remember, for me to go Vegas is just going home, because that's where I grew up, and this was actually, my mother had surgery, so I went out to be with her through that. But it was good. She did really, really well, so.
Great.
My next trip to Vegas, I hope to make it a vacation.
Why do we have two sign here? So
Because the one is a blank, the spot to your left, is that your PO, Marvin? Is that District 1?
I believe, no, it's Cole Fire Department.
Okay, the requisitioning officer has to sign on that lower left for a blanket, so
We just, right here.
you're just signing because it's out of compliance, and then they'll take care of the other spot.
All right, sweet.
But thank you for asking, it was good.
I was confused. But thanks.
My mother did try to pull the, see, you can work from here, so there's no reason for you to be in a hurry to get back, and she's watching me logged in and typing up agendas remotely. That might have backfired in that respect.
We'd have to set up a big screen TV.
Can't hold Monty's hand in Vegas either.
Pardon me?
So you can't hold Monty's hand in Vegas either.
Ooh.
Between cell phones, text messages, and the fact that I can remote in and keep going, that
She
just
writes
was.
one resolution, Chris. I mean, come on. One resolution. entertain a motion on 12.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Number 13, any citizen desire to be heard? Yes, ma'am, if we could get your name for the minutes, please.
Williams.
Pardon me?
Williams.
Your first name? Yeah.
Marjorie Williams.
Thank you.
And Mary Lee Alexander.
Pardon me?
Mary Lee Alexander.
Thank you.
Go ahead, the floor is yours. Whatever you'd like to say.
Huh?
Speak first.
I think
You want to speak first?
I don't know if I can get them from sitting back there or not.
You okay if I sit here?
Absolutely, anywhere you're comfortable.
I'm Marjorie Williams of Seward, Oklahoma. Born there. And I know quite a bit about the community. This rain has never been in nobody's house before, as long as I can remember. It's always been a ditch in front of my house for the drainage. When Mr. Chapo resigned, he fixed the roads perfect, put shot on them, seen that the ditches were cleaned out, and we've never had any problem with any rain getting in nobody's yard. Since then, they have been neglected. The grass has grown up in it. There's no drainage whatever. It comes right down in front of my house, on both sides of my house. Drainage. It's water in my backyard right now. I can't use my backyard. It's right under my porch and right in the front. I can't use my backyard at all. I called up here and they supposedly sent someone out there, but they didn't come to my house. They just drove by. There wasn't no way in the world for him to see no damage in the road. Drove by and then come back by and went on. I called up here again. The lady told me that they had already sent somebody out there and they didn't see anything. Well, quite naturally, he didn't see nothing. He come out the next morning and come to the gate. I keep my gate locked all the time. Anybody comes to my house, there's a lock on the gate on account of certain things that goes on out there. That was the first time he had ever seen what was going on with the water. It's a stream on both sides of my house and settle right down at my back door. We asked them about it. Well, they would see about it, but they had around 500 ditches to fill, and they didn't know. They would just put me on the list, and that was the story. I said, well, you are the reason why this water is back here in my backyard. I'm not supposed to pay nobody to get it out. You're supposed to get it out because you're the cause of it. They come out there, they'll scrape and go down one street, come back up the next one, gone. You never see them no more. If there's a little hole somewhere, they'll put some of that little black stuff in it and That's out before they even get back together. Mr. Chapel had a tin horn down at my mother's house. Well, we're on 12 lots there on the corner. 12 lots. I was on 6. Mama gave me 6, and she was on 6. It was down on the corner. Mr. Chapel and them had a tin horn down there. That helped with the drainage. Now it looks like a canyon. You can tell on the front of my house where the grass is grown up, no ditch. Looked like it never was a ditch. So something's really needs got to be done there. I'm not the cause of it. If I was the cause of it, I'd fix it. I'm not the cause of it. Mosquitoes are getting ready to flop around, and I'm too old for all of this crap anyway. I'm not used to it. Never have been used to it. Soon has been a clean place, except here recently. That's the reason I got a lock on my gate. There's too much traffic passed by my street on Mason. Just day and night.
So ma'am, I guess you're just asking for the ditch to be cleaned?
Beg pardon?
You're just asking for the ditch to be cleaned down, is that what you're after?
Asking for what?
You want us to clean the bar ditch out, is that what you would like to see?
The ditch there is no ditch.
There's no ditch there.
There's
So,
no
but
ditch.
It's rolled up.
But you want a ditch
It's been
there.
neglected for years. Ever since Mr. Chapel left, it's been neglected.
Yes, ma'am. So, but you're wanting the bar ditch put back in?
That
there?
ditch needs to be back there while the
Okay.
water was running people's yard.
Yes.
That's what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And you can tell, if you come out there and look at it, you can tell.
Okay.
You can never, if you looked at it, you would never think a ditch has ever been there.
Okay.
Growing up in grass, everything, yeah.
All right. I'm not the commissioner in that area, but I mean, I'm sure he's sitting here taking note of it, so.
I had the most unpleasant experience in talking to Martin Goodman. And I had talked to the receptionist, and I asked her what was Don's name, and she says, I don't know. And she said, let you talk to the supervisor or whatever. Her name is Cassie. She was very professional, and she listened to everything that I said, and I told her I would like for her to please mail us some complaint forms, and she shocked me. She said, we don't have complaint forms. I said, what? I said, how are you going to know whether the work was done or not? She said, what I do is I have work orders and I just sign off on it. And she understood what I was saying. She knew I was upset about it because my mom was 95. And this is not supposed to be. And she explained that that's how they do it. And I said, well, I guess I could write a letter. And then it hit me. No, I can't write a letter because there's no complaint process at all. Because I told her, I said, well, Cassie, I said, so in other words, if anything is wrong, you sign off on the work orders and y'all take their word, the workers, they come back and say we did the work, and you'll never know whether it was done or not. We're sitting here watching them when they come in Seward, and they stay 5 minutes and they're gone. How much work can you do in 5 minutes? And as I was talking to Cassie, Don did, I have to credit Don, because he saw that street sign down there at my grandmother's corner. It's been down for months, probably a year. And he had somebody right there while I was talking to her. I was looking at the white truck, and I said, Mama, look. And it didn't take them but 5 minutes to put that back up. That's weird, you know? And I called to talk to somebody else because I didn't like the experience that I had because Martin told me we got 500 ditches and y'all are on the list. But I'm not fixing, I don't know what y'all gonna do about the mosquitoes, but I don't know what time I'm gonna have a chance to get out there and do anything. And I said, but if y'all hadn't closed up the ditches, then we wouldn't have the damage over here at our house. And I said, I don't understand what, and I said, first thing I said, Don, if that was Don, he came by the house, went under the hill, and stayed about 5 minutes, and then he come back. And then he eased on by the house and left. And he fired off at me because he said, I'm not gonna listen to you tell me about my employee, Don. I said, I don't have no reason to lie to you about Don. I said, he did it. And he said, I'm gonna hang up on you. And he hung up on me. And so I called another person and they told me to call a courthouse, and they said, well, what you do is you need to talk to Monty Pierce. And I called and he was in a meeting. And I had to leave a message for him to call me back. But I have to back up. I talked to Jim first. I told him my problem, you know, what we've been going through. And he said, you have called the city, and the city is not supposed to come out there. And I said, okay. He said, well, you really need to talk to Monty Pierce. I said, okay. So I had a pleasant conversation with Monty Pierce. He listened to me. He did not talk to me like I was nobody. And I said, this, I don't understand why we're going through this. And I said, if you listen to me, why couldn't he? I said, he does not have people skills. That's what it is. That's the problem. I said, and on top of that, someone just told me to call him up on my phone. And I call him up and I look at Martin Goodman. And he's on the internet. I saw his credentials. And he just had a lot of pretty things on there. And I thought, but something's wrong. Because there's no people skills here. Yeah. And I thought, he's got a lot of all of that, but it's not helping if you can't get along with people. There's no way you can do that. And I took it even further. I called Langland, what's his name? The James Langland? Langford, that's what his name is. And I left a message with his secretary. And I explained to her what happened. And I said, I see on my phone that Langford is the one that recommended Martin Goodman. And I said, but I have to leave you an unpleasant message, and I want you to please give it to him. I said, because he made a mistake. I said, I've had the first conversation I ever had with Martin Goodman, and he left me in I was just really shocked. And she said, number one, she said, I can tell you that the mistake was sending somebody out there with a truck that had no ID on it, and he could have been anybody. And you all let him in your yard with no ID, and then Don says he's Don, and he wouldn't give you his name. She said a public servant does not tell you, I'm not giving you my name. And Cassie had told me the reason why he didn't give his name is because he's been getting into trouble when he gives his name. So that's why he does it. So you see, Martin didn't give me his name. Cassie didn't give me his name. The receptionist didn't give me his name. You see, and there's something wrong. It's like, you know, you do what I tell you to do, or you just put up with what we do and how we do it, and you need to shut up because we're not going to pay you no attention. And when Martin told me that I don't know when we're going to get out there, I don't know what you're going to do about the mosquitoes. You see, they let me know he does not care about me. He has never met me in his life except for today.
Yeah.
And I know something has to be done because I got bit by a mosquito. I thought I was gonna have to go to the emergency room. I started feeling weird. And it's because of that water, all that water's just been stacked up there for all this time and nothing has been done. And I said, oh Lord, please help us. We gotta, but I appreciate Monty Pierce because he listened to me. He was careful about what I said. He did not take me for granted. And he said, well, what you do is just come to the meeting and then we'll discuss it there. And I said, thank you very much and God bless you.
Yeah. Well, by the way, I am Monty, so nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
But I mean, we hear you, and of course, this is Marvin, and this is Mike Pearson with District 2.
Yes.
So I mean, we hear your complaints, and I mean, we don't tell Marvin what to do, but I'm sure he'll be out to visit with you and deal with the problem. I'm sure. So.
Okay, because I feel like we're in the country, and it's like we're on the last on the list.
Yeah.
Y'all have hurry up
Yeah.
taking care of the people here, but we're on the outskirts, and it's like they'll just have to wait.
Yeah. But we hear you all. I mean, loud and clear. And maybe,
Well, thank you.
Maybe y'all can get it resolved.
Thank you very much.
All righty. Anything else? Anybody else? All righty. We'll move on then. Comments, announcements by the Board of County Commissioners. Y'all have anything?
Nothing major. We had the school had the moving dirt ceremony yesterday over there on Char Road. Welcome to the community. Really is. It's really needed. It was number one thing on their committee's list was getting that school down there for the last 4 years, and I'm really thrilled about it being there. So,
All right.
all I have.
All righty. Nothing else? Number 15, consideration of possible action on adjournment.
So moved.
Sorry.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Well, thanks for coming.
Well, thank you. And what was your idea about the fact?
Well, I would recommend y'all try to set up a meeting with Marvin and visit with him, and surely you can get something resolved. It's